The door swung open. My cheating wife's lover said, "What the hell?" right before my fist shattered his nose. He hit the floor groaning. I pulled the knife, my pulse hammering. Then from the shower her voice teasing, oblivious, "John, by you coming?" My grip tightened. Oh, I was coming, all right. The man on the floor, some gem-sculpted pretty boy, clutched his face, his blood dripping onto my hardwood. His wide, terrified eyes flicked between my knife and my face. He tried scrambling backward, but his legs tangled in the my bed sheets. "Who the hell are you?" he croaked, voice thick with pain. I smirked. "I'm the guy who pays the bills around here." Recognition flickered in his eyes. He had the audacity to look ashamed. I didn't care. I took a slow step toward him, blade glinting under the bedroom light. The shower was still running. Emma was still behind that foggy glass, humming some song like she hadn't just wrecked our lives. His Adam's apple bobbed as he swallowed hard. "Look, man." I shut up. I pressed the knife's tip against his bare chest. He flinched, but I wasn't done. "You don't get to talk. Not in my house. Not in my bed." A shadow moved behind the glass door of the bathroom. The water stopped. I leaned in close and whispered, "Let's see how she reacts when she finds you like this." Emma's silhouette moved. A moment later, the bathroom door swung open, steam spilling into the room. She stepped out wrapped in a towel, her wet blonde hair clinging to her shoulders. She froze when she saw us. At first, her blue eyes flicked between me and her lover, her lips parting slightly. Then, as if it had been rehearsed, she gasped and rushed forward, crouching beside him. "John. Oh my God. What did you do?" She shrieked, grabbing his face, ignoring the blood smeared across his lips. I almost laughed. "What did I do?" "John." That was his name. I rolled the word around in my head, venom on my tongue. John groaned, his eyes wet, his hands still clutching his nose. "He broke my nose," he whispered. "Jesus, Ethan." Emma snapped at me. She was yelling at me. I stared at her. This woman I had spent the last 7 years sacrificing for trusting. The way she looked at me, it wasn't guilt. It wasn't regret. It was anger. And suddenly I saw it. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't some one-time slip-up. This was practiced. Familiar. I grinned. "You've been doing this for a while, haven't you?" She hesitated. That 1 second of silence told me everything I needed to know. I let out a cold laugh, stepping back. Wow. And here I was thinking just maybe you'd at least fake some remorse. Emma stood up, then her towel still clinging to her damp body. "You need to leave, Ethan," she said, voice trembling. I tilted my head. "Excuse me." "You need to leave," she repeated. "You're acting insane. You broke into the house and attacked John." I laughed again. A sharp, bitter sound. "My house. My bedroom. Not anymore." I blinked. My fingers tightened around the knife. "What did you just say?" Emma's lips curved into something that wasn't quite. "I filed the divorce papers 2 weeks ago. You just hadn't seen them yet." I inhaled sharply. She continued, her voice steady, now more confident. Too confident. "You need to get your things and go, Ethan." John and I, she glanced at the bleeding man on the floor, then back at me. "We're done sneaking around. It's time you moved on." A cold, slithering rage curled in my gut. "You were never going to tell me," I murmured, realization hitting like a freight train. Emma sighed. "I didn't want to hurt you, but bullshit," I snapped. "You just didn't want to deal with the fallout." Her silence was all the confirmation I needed. I exhaled slowly, lowering the knife. Not because I was done, because I was just getting started. Emma, thinking she had won, turned her attention back to John. "Come on, baby. Let's get you cleaned up." John groaned as she helped him up. They were both so sure of themselves, so convinced that I was just going to walk away. I smiled. It was the kind of smile that should have sent a chill down Emma's spine. But she wasn't looking anymore. She had already decided I wasn't a threat. That was her biggest mistake. John was gone. No one knew where he went. One day he just vanished. Emma called the police, of course. They asked questions. I answered them all calm and collected. No, I hadn't seen John. No, I didn't know where he was. Yes, we had a confrontation, but that was weeks ago. Emma was unraveling. I saw it in her eyes every time we met. The uncertainty, the creeping doubt. And then one night she knocked on my door. I took my time answering. When I finally opened it, she stood there, wrapped in a coat, shivering. Not from the cold. I raised an eyebrow. Emma. Her eyes darted past me like she was expecting someone else. "Can I come in?" I let her because I wanted her to see. She stepped inside hesitantly, arms wrapped around herself. "I don't know who else to talk to," she murmured. "John's still missing. The police have nothing. And I keep getting these messages." I tilted my head. "Messages?" She pulled out her phone, her hands trembling. On the screen was a text. 4 words. "I'm still here, Emma." Her voice cracked. "I don't understand. I don't know if it's him or if it's someone else." She looked up at me, her blue eyes wide, vulnerable. "Ethan, do you know something?" I held her gaze for a long moment. Then, ever so slowly, I smiled. And that's when she finally realized. That fear in her eyes. That was my victory.